Oh, look, they've been extraordinary, really. I think obviously Eddie's comments are very disappointing and hurtful, and he's apologised for those. And I think that everyone hopes that that apology's been accepted, that everyone feels for Adam Goodes and people in the Indigenous community that this issue is not a one-off, and people of Australia need to realise that it is a very big issue and it has to be dealt with. And but also believe and know Eddie reasonably well, and know he's not a racist person, and a person who's done a lot for the community at all levels, and someone who is remorseful for what's been said, and you know, he will work to make sure that he does good for the comments he made.
Have you had a word to your players, because obviously it's as you said, widespread problem, and how it's affected them at all?
We've not necessarily talked about these comments in particular, but I think equality and treating people the same, no matter their religion, colour, where they're from, is something we talk about regularly. I think the great thing about being part of the Essendon Football Club is it's open to everyone. It's been at the forefront of Indigenous relations, particularly for a long time, led by our great ex-player Michael Long, and carried on through Nathan Lovett-Murray, Paddy Ryder, Courtney Dempsey, Alwyn Davey, Leroy Jetta, and all our players.
How much of any distraction will this have been to the Swans during the week? I mean, obviously during the year, you guys have been the focus of a lot of off-field issues. They've gone through it this week. Will it be a distraction to them?
Look, I'm not sure. You have to ask the Swans, but I imagine whenever there's media swirling around your football club for issues other than football, it does take your mind off it, but how far that takes their mind off it, that'll be something for the Swans to comment on.
It could have the opposite effect. It could galvanise and make them a more difficult prospect than they might have otherwise been.
Well, they're a very difficult prospect anyway, so I hope it doesn't make them more difficult. They're a fantastic team. They played very well last week against Collingwood, and we've got our work cut out for us tomorrow afternoon.
You're coming off a good win after a couple of blips. How important is it to consolidate that? What would it mean to you guys, do you think, in the sense of your season, to win this weekend?
Look, we've always had very good games against the Swans in the last 2 or 3 years. When I say always, the last 2 or 3 years we've had fantastic contests. Last year was a thriller. I think they got up by over 45 points and beat us by a point. We're banking on a similar sort of game in that it's a hard contest, and one that we hope we can come out on top. We've got a good team. They're playing good football, and we look forward to playing here tomorrow afternoon.
Is it difficult actually having to focus your attention on football? I mean, it's what they're trying to do this week. It's what your club's been trying to do for a lot of the year. But how hard is it to actually focus your attention on field matters?
Oh, look, the football's the great part about our year. We can't wait for training. We can't wait for weekends. I think as a playing group, as a coaching group, and as a football department, we just can't. We look forward to these moments every week. It's the one time we get to concentrate on footy fully, and it's very exciting. And to be up here in front of a packed crowd in Sydney with a game that holds a lot of interest is good for our football club.
Even in your playing days, if there was any sort of off-field issues going on, once you got out there, do you just forget about all that? Does it all go away once you're actually playing?
Yeah, definitely. When you're training and playing, your focus is trying to get better or playing the game. So there's no doubt that you can put that out of your mind and play football.
Did they show against Collingwood last Friday night really what they can do?
Sydney?
The Swans, yeah.
Oh, they were terrific. I think that's the best I think they've played for the year, and they look like they're into some really good form. Dangerous in attack, miserly in defence, and around the contest, they're the hardest team in the competition. So, they're going very well, but we think we're going okay as well. So I think it'll be a very good contest.
Do you plan for Adam Goodes to beat his absolute best?
Yes, he was terrific on last Friday night, and we've played obviously against Adam a lot, and he's done a lot of damage, and I'm sure he'll come out and give a great performance tomorrow night. We just have to try and curtail his influence on the game.
Do you think there's any chance we might see Watson and Kennedy in the battle of the two big-bodied midfielders?
That'd be great. I think it'd be great to see them go head-to-head. They're both in terrific form. Job's winning a lot of his own ball, defending well, kicking goals, and Josh has taken his game to a whole new level in the last 18 months. So those two players are two of the best inside midfielders in the competition, and it'd be great to see them go head-to-head, big-bodied midfielders in a contest. Be worth coming to see.
You're obviously backing Gumbleton to come in this week and do a job for you.
Yeah, unfortunately, Michael Hurley couldn't get up with his ankle. Very close. He's actually out there training today, so he's very close. But we didn't want to risk him. And Scott's been in really good form. Tilly had a week off, played reserves last week, was best on ground, so he really deserves his spot in the side. And he's a guy who can take a lot of marks for us and set up a game.
Given how close you two guys on the ladder, James, how vital is this game for you?
Yeah, look, it's vital for both sides. I think if you want to have any aspirations to play in finals and compete in finals, you need to win games in the middle of the season against opposition who's around the same spot on the ladder. So yeah, I think both teams are really vital for a win.
With all these Sara interviews over, do you feel now that you can just get a full undistracted crack at the rest of the season?
We certainly hope so. That's the idea. I think the players have done a great job at focusing on football. The coaches have done a great job at focusing on football, and so has the football club. Now those interviews are over, the ability for the players really to focus on the football even more. I think we'll see a really good back half of the year.
What about coming to this ground? Do you have good memories or some bad memories, or a bit
mixed? I think 96, we had a draw here around this time in 96, and then Tony Lockett's famous point from that end of the ground brings back some bad memories. But we've always enjoyed coming to Sydney and playing. Sydney Cricket Ground for a play, you're always in the game. It's a tight contest, and you can kick goals from big parts of a lot of the ground. So, and the crowd is a terrific crowd. So, from Essendon point of view, we love coming to play here and excited about tomorrow night.
I think some of these guys in the Swans midfield, Hanbury and these guys, are really improved, and their midfield sort of right up in the elite in the competition now.
Oh, there's no doubt. I think the Swans midfield has the best balance of attack and defence in the competition. It's not just about winning the ball; it's about defending as well, and that's when you see a great midfield come together. And there's no doubt that their midfield is one of the best in the competition. All right, thanks guys.